come out, wherever you are. Come and see the old crone who loved to read cards. Come on out, my chickens and my little munchkins. Come on out and feast with me. I don't normally come like this, but I had an epiphany. Or maybe not an epiphany. Maybe I just had an enlightening, striking moment. Something that I probably didn't want to accept or didn't want to believe. But because it is so in my face, as if they showing me the finger. And I wouldn't be mad about it because I personally do what you want to do. I get it. I ain't mad at you. But my problem is that this all took place in the month of February. Now, February is a special month because this month has 5 gateways. 5. That means if you went to high magic, be it white magic or dark magic, that meant this is time. It may not be till another, 200 years before something like this happen again. So that means it's 5 gateways open. That means things are open at this time for you to get what you want. And whoever's doing this know this. And I'm sharing it with you because I'm about to prove what I'm about to say. It wasn't my intention to start working on the Kardashians. I wanted to do something about Kim. And I wanted to do about her and maybe Chloe. But now, oh my God, they are witches. Witches. All of them. All of them. If you see anybody in the past or the present that have anything to do with an Illuminati signal or sign or whatever, that let you know that they have been introduced or inducted into that, secret society. And the reason why it's a secret, because they don't want everybody to know about it. The irony is everybody knows about it, but nobody knows who it is. No one knows what it is. No one knows where it is. So you know, but you don't know. The only way you could really know is to be a part of it. And I believe on that day back in 2013, when they made that Christmas photo, where they showed that it didn't even make any sense. That was that day that the Kardashians were introduced into the Illuminati. And in that picture, on the Illuminati, I looked at it today and I saw 2 striking things. If you don't believe my word, go back and look at it. One of them had a little old baby hanging out, coming from a hand and a cloud. Then on another side, they had sexual magic. Sexual magic with naked people and a naked woman. See, when you're getting up into these high echelons of magic, there is orgies. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Every time you hear that frequency, this is just an example before I really go into Travis Scott. So every time you hear that frequency, let's say the frequency that I want you to have is buy my merchandise. So every time you hear that frequency, you just have a need to buy something that I put out. My clothes, my music, I have you hypnotized. You're under a spell. So let's say my beat is for you to fall in love with me. I become your idol. You become what the young people would say, a zombie. Because I control you. You become a consumer. All I want you to do, this is how we are slaves. We are slaves because we are consumers. We eat everything, clothing, food, whatever they have, we just gobble, 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 and gobble. And they know that. So she had her baby on February the 2nd, 2022. 5 gateways. 5. But that was supposed to hail the greatness of this angel baby. A Christian would say something like the coming Messiah. So she knows it's a special baby. I know, everybody know it's a special baby. But special for what? The mother is huge with makeup and beauty. And the father is huge in the rap world. And together those two powers emerged. And then they had a baby girl that's named Storm, which is something to do with weather. Now they have this baby that is an Aquarian, that is leadership. They like to lead societies. They're ruling signs. So this is no mistake. And Travis, the baby father, when they had that thing at Astro World, that was no mistake. Because by his numbers, Lee, if you don't know about tarot cards, but this is what I do. This is the Hangman. So in the Hangman, that means that's a water card. That's the time where you go inwardly and reflect and to think about things. What did those people do? They went inside of his mouth. Come on now. That's what they did. On those 5 twos. But it was a 0 in there. And I believe that something went a little wrong with the calculation of the spell. Something went a little wrong. Now they're in the astral world. Let me get deep on you. Now, what happened? Something happened and something started to push. Now, when a baby is about to be born, okay, everything starts to push down. So things, come on now, he's pregnant. He was going to announce to the world that they were going to have a baby. But in the part of his show of this is all spiritual, as them pushing down, the baby was trying to abort too soon. This is spirit. So instead of somebody just dying, like maybe somebody in his show, maybe do something stupid and die, nobody would have really freaked out because it was a mistake. But remember this, there are always casualties and chaos. You see? So that's Travis Scott. You see? And his gateway, his thing happened on 11/12. There's a gateway. 11/12/2021. His gateway is the 2nd month. There's a 2. The gateway is 11. There you go. And then there's a 3. The Trinity. Father, Mother, Son. We've been duped, people. This is no coincidence. This is not even a conspiracy at this moment. Why? Because I'm coming to you with facts. Look it up. I don't call myself the old crone for nothing. I just can't believe that they in our faces. It was bad enough when we were seeing this and now they're doing rituals in our face. Even when they did their poster in 2013, but because I really wasn't into stuff like that this heavy. I was in it, but I didn't understand all that. Do you understand? So, They are in this. They are witches. All of them. If you see anyone that's doing Illuminati or being inducted, Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Jay-Z, Kanye, Carly B. I mean, Nicki Minaj. I can't even name them. And why do they get their souls in this? I can tell you. Because they are saying, I want fame. I want money. And they are agreeing to be a part of this ritual to have people to constantly consume. They have us like pigs at a trough, gobbling and eating like we're about to burst. Clearly, there is something going on. In my opinion, I believe this is the way, excuse me because I'm not racist, but I'm just saying the way I see it. I believe that this is the white man that's saying, let's give the black man his time. Let him rule, let him reign, woo! Let him have dominion for a little while. Let's give him dominion over rap. They are saying, this is your time. This is such a huge moment that they have YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Where am I going with it? Anyone. They made the door open for anyone. If you want to be famous, isn't that what Oprah preached? You, yes you, can have it today. The secret is, if you believe it and work at it, nope, they don't really believe in all that working. It's a working of the mind. So if you believe it and chant it, you will receive it. The secret. I see this. And Kim, oh my God. I really loved her, but now to me, she's gone too far. But that's how you do when you get cocky. That's what happens when you're a witch. And she's so beloved by us. She is so beloved by the world, but that's who you watch out for. You know, that's who you watch out for. People that the whole world is looking at and say, oh, she's so beautiful. She's a witch. She's a witch. All of them. But anytime you have the audacity to get on Vogue magazine and pose as our black women, and anytime it gets rough in the world and you need to go right back to being white, you can run that off. You see, the children can't, but you can. No, not being rude. See, you all want to be black when it's convenient. After the march is over, now that everybody's at the trough, all the blacks, all the white people that can't afford nothing, the Asians, the Hispanics, the Africans, come on, the Jamaicans, anybody who want to have a chance to make it can make it. That is what they said. Eating at the trough. But believe me, that moment is going to pass. And if you didn't get it, it's going to be, well, we gave you reparations. What did you do with your money? You could have did it and built cities and this and that and no. Instead, you served the grantor. That's what you did with your money. Not all of them. And what do the poor do? They get poor and poor as the power and the rich bleed their pockets while they are under a spell, knowing that we could never be them. Do you understand me? Not wanting to be ourselves, but want to be something outside ourselves. Wanting what they have. We keep consuming and consuming and consuming and never having enough. Getting our butt fixed and our breast fixed. Our face carved on. Because that's what Kim said. You got to do this and do that. And then you'll have a big butt. And then you'll look more black. You do your skin like this and your makeup like that. And you don't have to look black. But you can look Eastern. How far does this go? Now you did that far. So now you think it gives you the right to come in and do that? Anybody could have stood in proxy for that. You have all these models. You have all this money. It's just never enough. I'm livid with you, Kim, about that. Say no, but you can't. And you won't. Because you are the spirit of vanity. Vanity, vanity. You have carved and molded and bled to look like that. But it's vanity, a spirit vanity. And you getting the world drunken on it. You and your family. Here is the kicker for me. Witches. Kanye. He is a genius. But it's all about consuming. His album is supposed to be put out. What is the name of it?
Donda 2.
I had to write a little note. That's what I was looking at because I didn't want to forget. So it's Donda 2. Coming out, no, it's not Donda 2. His Netflix is part 1 that's coming out on a full moon, and that's the Netflix of his life. You see? That comes out on February the 16th, 2022. And that is a full moon. Why? What's so good about it? Because that's the time where you would do your ritual. That's the time you would do a spell. When you're aiming at something. You see? See, the moon works in phases. So there's times of moon, just like a season. There's time to plant. Because the plant's got to give the seed time to germinate. Then it's time to weed. Then it's time for harvest. See, in the spirit, he has planted something. This Donda album. So Donda 1, I don't know about Donda, and I don't know about the album, but this is what I do know. He did it on a full moon. Why would he put that album out on a full moon? What could possibly be what he wants? He's chanting the spirit of his mother. He needs that feminine energy. So he did. So the video is out for 1. It's about, he's crying for his mama. Donda. Donda, Donda. And he's not even chanting on it. But nevertheless, he's all behind it. And I'm not saying none of this is wrong. Who am I to judge about any of it? I'm just saying, now that I truly understand what it's all about, it bothers me. Because the only way they can make it, all of them, and I'm not saying it to be mean, is to stop. Stop consuming. But if we stop consuming, you have to ask the question, who are you when you wake up in the morning and it's just you and you're not trying to look like anyone else? But you're not going to do that because you're under a spell. You're under a spell. You're under the pulse You're under the sound that hypnotized you. And when you get a group of people together and they're in a partying mood and they laugh, and this is the world over. If you play that beat, it looked like they're all in an orgy. You could be home, listen to the radio, listening to music or whatever, and you put something on, and right there you could just feel like you want to dance. I know, because it do it to me. You know, that music is powerful because of the frequency. And Kanye know this. So he put it on a full moon, chanting his mother. But before he's doing all this, he's letting you know, this is all about my mom. I need my mom. He know how to get in contact with his mother's spirit, her energy. You follow me? So when he goes to, when they show the previews to Donda 2, which is the album break, this the kicker. Now that is 2, 2, 2, 2, 0, 2, and 2. He has 6. Travis and Kylie had 5. He didn't miss a beat. That just let you know how much a genius he is. However, having a 5 would be the art, meaning something has to go. He have a 6, even. You see? 5 is a primary number. You see? I hope you understand. And so he had it on that, and on that date, it's the waning gibbous, meaning the womb had got full, meaning now his spell has been cast, meaning the fruit and the labor is about to come back around. You'll start seeing things start about his album, about where it stands. You'll start hearing more and more about it in March and April, because that's the time where some places you can start doing a little harvest. Come on, people. In some parts of the United States, it's still cold. But in some parts, summer. It's like summer, it's spring, it's warm. And it's going to stay that way. It starts getting like that at the end of February. So March in places, California, Florida, places in Texas, places in Virginia, the South. It's getting warm. It's warm. It's warming in March and April, where other places will still be a little chilly or a lot of rainy, a little rainy. This is not a mistake. He did it deliberately. The crowd for his mother. So what do I say with all of this? They're working magic. And when I saw that house that he had in flames, he's raging. He's screaming his mama's name. Donda, 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 Donda. He's screaming. He's chanting. They're doing incantations. What they did at the astral world was an incantation that went wrong. These things are done in the dark. These things are done with chanting and magic and fire. They are dealing with elements. They're dealing with the way the moon, the energy of the moon, the lunar, where people go crazy, accidents, People are sexually crazy. The moon, where it affects the mood. It affects the mood of people, and it affects women that has menses. It affects water. And in that time, you're putting something in. It's like you impregnating at that time. And she's full. Come on. You impregnate her. So when she goes around again, you see, she comes around every 28 days. Right? Different seasons. Different phases. Moon magic. You could use it for good or you could use it for evil. They're using it to stay in power. They're using it to keep you eating their products. They are using it to keep you under their spell where you love them. Let me tell you something. Excuse me. A few years ago, several years ago, there was this song, Suit and Tie, by Justin Timberlake. I tell you, I couldn't stand that song. Every time that song came on, I was like, oh God, just take that song off. And the reason why I didn't like it, because of what happened to Janet. So I didn't like the song, Janet Jackson. I didn't like it. So, but they kept playing it. And after a while, I'm saying, suit and tie. I'm like, I don't even want to say it. Next thing, I'm tapping my feet. And before the song went off the air, I knew the words. And I liked the song. And I was angry that I liked it. That's how powerful it is. And maybe that has happened to you. I'm not saying nothing about that to Justin Timberlake, but he's a witch too, all of them. And if you don't comply to what they say and you get so far out of hand, they know how to. They know how to. They could go one or two ways. Wendy Williams, they could go, you know. I'm just saying, people, my munchkins, wake up. Find out who you are. Be the best you. Be your own brand. I'm not telling you not to buy anything from anybody. I'm not saying that. I would never do that. I'm just saying, but when you do, just recognize what you do. If it's somebody that you don't like, don't support them. You understand? I'm not saying don't do it, but with Kim with me, I bought her a shirt. I got a shirt now that says Kardashian. It's old-fashioned because who's wearing Kardashian clothes? But I was caught up in that thing. They have it for everybody. They have it for children. They have it for men. They have it for girls. They even have it for older women. They definitely into fashion. And Kanye and fashion took Kim to the stratosphere. And they say he's trying to replace her. He is not trying to replace her. He just won her back. He made a mistake. He revealed a dark secret that he shouldn't have revealed. And she wasn't able to forgive him for that. And as a woman, I understand that. However, if I'm a woman and I say I love my man, and in spite of the humiliation, I know she's vain, still you could forgive him. When you love someone, there is nothing. You hear me? Don't listen to what nobody else said. Listen to me. There is nothing that you can't forgive. And you can say, I can forgive, but I won't forget. When you forgive somebody, you don't want to remember. Remember that. When you really forgive, I don't care how heinous the act is, you do not want to remember. You want it so far away from you. You don't want to hold on to it. You want to shake it off from me. We hold on because we want to hold on to bitterness. We want to hold on to hatred. That's why we hold on. But if you let it go, I could forgive anything. There have been people that have gone to places where men and people have been executed and they have forgiven them. You understand? Forgiven them for murdering their baby daughter or their son. You can forgive anything. And Kim, what you did about this black thing, I'm sorry, Kim. I couldn't say this about Carly B, but I could say it about you. You are not a black woman. You are not. And that was just a gig. You could have just said, I feel uncomfortable with that. But you want to be looking like us so bad. You want to look Eastern. You want to look like anybody else but you. Everything about you is fake. Everything. Will the real Kim Kardashian stand up? I'm sorry, I'm really angry with Kim about that. And I don't care what reason she gives me. There is no reason. And I understand Vogue, why Vogue would do it. Vogue is a business, that's business. But Kim, you ain't need the money. But for you, your vanity, you are so vain. You are a witch. You stand for black people, but you'll stab us in the back at the same time. You're a witch. And I'm not talking about a witch like in a bad name. I'm talking about a witch that practiced black magic to do whatever they gotta do to stay in power, to stay famous, to stay with all that money, to stay before you. That's what I'm saying, a witch. She'll do any ritual. That's what I'm saying. All of them. All of them. I can't name all of them. All of them. They're witches, and they do it to keep us as consumers, to keep them relevant and make us slaves where we love them and can't get enough of it. And we'll go and spend $100, $200, $300 and onward for tickets to see them. And when you get there, I'm done. You know, I hope that this was informative. I hope that I made myself clear. Well, I got that off my chest. So, we're going to run cards. We're going to see the movie. I mean, his documentary. Because like I said, I am his fan, and I'm still going to be his fan. And the Queen of Cups let me know he's still emotional. He know he's emotional. I'd be emotional too if I'm still letting greed. I can't get enough. I'm power driven. Yes, you're going to suffer something if you don't know when to say when. See? The magician. You see me shuffle? The queen, meaning he's in his feminine energy. The moon is the queen. Feminine energy. He's doing magic. I rest my case. Peace. Wake up.